Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gita Mary and today is the annual What are my zero waste sustainable favorites of the year? I have a list of 20 things that I have liked, especially during 2021, and I would love to show them to you. Also, by the way, I made a video like this last year as well, and a lot of you guys seem to like it, which is why I want to bring it back. There might be some of the same things on the list because I keep using my things over and over. That's sort of the entire point. There are also new things on the list, but let's see. My first favorite is something that I talk about constantly whenever someone tells me or asks me, what kind of favorites do you have in terms of zero waste? I always mention the menstrual cup. The menstrual cup has been one of the game changers for me when it comes to waste reduction, as well as just having a comfortable period. Oh my goodness, I love the menstrual cup. I was very scared of trying it when I first began. I started using it very slowly. I've made tons of videos about my process of learning how to use it and which types I recommend. The amount of disposable products that I haven't used because of this thing, astonishing. Number 2 is also a bit of a classic, but it is the reusable water bottle, and specifically my clean canteen, because there's a fun story here. I don't know if it's fun. It's fun for me. But after Taekwondo practice a couple of months ago, I think almost half a year ago, I forgot it and then I lost it, and I kept looking at the lost and found, but it never really showed up. And then last month, suddenly it was there. I don't know where it's been, but I'm just so happy to have it back. This is by far my favorite reusable water bottle because it's leak proof. First of all, it's so great. It can keep cold things, it can also keep hot things, and you can really bang this up without it breaking per se. Like, it has some dents already, this one. Love it to bits. And with the water quality in Denmark being so good, it doesn't make sense to buy bottled water at all. Number 3, because we were so foolish that we thought that the pandemic would just last 2020, we have the reusable mask, because we're still in a pandemic. Actually, Denmark is also spiking right now, so it's very spicy. I have used reusable masks for a long time, started out using disposables, and then I finally got my hands on some really great reusable masks. So I use this. This is from Rewinder. But remember, when you use reusable masks, that the hygiene and how you handle it is really vital to its protection level and efficiency. Number 4 is compostable floss. This has to be on the list, honestly, because I have some teeth problems. This year also had a tooth removed. Hey! And on the other side I have like a weird gap where food always ends up getting stuck, and I have to use floss in order for that not to get infected. So I do need to use some type of dental aid to do that. I'm so glad to have floss that is completely compostable. This is a lifesaver, and it breaks down in a normal home compost. Now, I know for a fact this has been in more than one favorites video. It's because it's one of my oldest zero waste swaps. And I keep talking about it because I use this on an almost daily basis. It is my 3-tier eco lunchbox stainless steel tiffin. If I have to store many different types of food, obviously there are 3 tiers, but simply just this tier I use constantly on its own. This is by far one of my all-time favorites because it's so incredibly versatile. I use it constantly just to store foods in the fridge, also to carry it around with me. I freeze stuff in this as well. Can recommend. Now, moving into a beauty related aspect of zero waste, I want to talk about my package-free concealer. This is so embarrassing. There is nothing left of this, but it's from Lush. I love it. It is the whitest shade I could find. It comes without any packaging, which I think is really cool. I am also filming a specific favorites beauty care products list as well that will come out in January, I think, so stay tuned for that. This has to be on this list as well because I have used it basically every single day, and it's the concealer I have found with sustainable packaging that has the best coverage overall. Another very versatile item that I really feel like I need to include on this list is the small tote bag. Not the big tote bag, but the smaller tote bags that you can use for loose fruit and veg, that you can carry all kinds of stuff in. I use these for storage quite a lot as well. Both when I travel, I simply have one of these in my bag all the time because you don't know what you might need to store or put somewhere. And I use this when I go to my farmer's market. Now, another period related product, but I also have to talk about the period underwear. I use this sometimes in combination with the cup, especially on really heavy days where I don't trust one product enough and then I use both. I've also found that when I work out and when I do taekwondo specifically, because we're wearing like a white uniform, so it's very awkward if there was a leak from the cup, and on very heavy days I have experienced that if I haven't made the vacuum seal completely tight. So whenever I work out, I also wear period underwear. And my favorites are from Thinx and Wuka. This is a weird one, but it's not even weird. It's just weird to say that this thing is one of your favorites, but I love big jars. But these jars, like big jars, I use them for storage, I use them for vases, I use them for basically anything. This is the jar that I use on an everyday basis for my morning drinks. This one was a coconut oil container from the supermarket, and this is a thrifted number. I'm just sitting all relaxed now. I don't know what's happening with this. I use jars like this for beverages. I love having like a huge jar and fill it all the way up and just sipping on it all day. It's my favorite thing. So having a big jar like this is great, and for food storage, leftover storage, it's so perfect. So yeah, they have to go on the list, and it's a really easily accessible swap. You know, you can find them secondhand or simply just reuse packaging from the supermarket, and it's gonna end up being your favorite. Like, what? Now, don't judge me for how dirty this thing is, but I had to include it, but I didn't wash it. It is my silicone baking mat. This is an alternative. It's way grosser on the back as well, so we're not gonna look at that. Okay. They do clean up better if you have a dishwasher rather than cleaning them up by hand. Let it be known. But this is an alternative to baking sheets, parchment paper, and they work so well. I've never had anything stick to it. Because I don't have a dishwasher, but I have to deep clean all my dishes by hand, it's not as clean as I would like it to be, but I promise you it gets cleaner in a dishwasher. But this is a really, really nifty thing as well. Next item on the list that I guess has to be number 11 is the safety razor. This is a leaf shaped razor. I've been using 2 razors this year, but this is the one I've used the majority of the time. Let me just show you real quick. Okay, it's a little slick one-bladed razor. Honestly, I haven't shaved a whole lot. I have shaved on and off during the year, but I've also been on a journey to sort of accept and love my body hair. So I have shaved my bikini line, I've shaved my legs sometimes, but for instance, my armpit hair, I've really loved growing out. And I feel kind of powerful, honestly, having my armpit hair. So I don't shave that in particular at this point. I really like it. Anyway, I still do shave sometimes, and just whenever, you know, I feel like it. And for that, having a safety razor is also a really great way of reducing waste related to shaving. There are also other methods like sugar waxing, for instance, that's also pretty zero waste. Also, fun fact, these are more hygienic. They give you a cleaner shave because there's no place for bacteria to build up like there is in many disposable razors. And we have another kitchen item, and I know for a fact I haven't put this on my list before because this is something I started using way more this year than I've done in previous years, and it is a reusable piping bag. I'm not very good at baking, don't be fooled, but I do bake a lot. I'm just not very good at it because it requires a level of preciseness, measurements that I don't possess whatsoever. But I do love this piping bag, and I have made cupcakes, I have made decorations, I made a tiny cake for Jens's birthday. I love this piping bag. Then you don't need to use any plastic bags or even any disposables whatsoever. I simply wash this after each use. Now, I did talk about the small tote bag, and of course it wouldn't be fair to not include the big tote bag. I use these as bags, like as handbags. Yeah, they are with me everywhere. I cannot remember the last time I was traveling or going out of town without bringing one of these, and I always end up using it. And for the longest time, I didn't bring them every time, and I would end up carrying things in my hands everywhere. No! If you do have cotton totes, use them because they are incredibly resource intensive to make. So you actually have to use them more than 100 times in order for them to have a lower impact than a plastic bag. But that's no problem because you can easily use this more than 100 times, you know? Also, it feels like there's something in this. One second. There was a tomato in it from the farmer's market yesterday. Okay. That's a good one. Surprise tomato. Now for the next favorite, I have to out myself a little bit. My next favorite is makeup remover wipes. And on and off, you know, I've always taken off my makeup. Just not every time I've worn it. And this year I started breaking out very aggressively sometimes, so I've been a lot better with my skincare routine than I was the year before. So they have to be on the list. I have a couple of different options. I use these instead of a disposable cotton round, and then I simply wash them with the rest of my laundry. Sometimes they are completely cleaned out and sometimes they have stains, and it's fine. You can still use them perfectly. Okay. My next favorite, I actually can't show you now, but I can insert clips of me using it because I just ran out. I don't have any more, but it is these detergent sheets. Oh my goodness, are they amazing? First of all, the ingredients are really good, the packaging is really good, and it minimizes both waste of product as well as just overall waste. I have loved these detergent sheets since I used them the first time. I have also made an entire zero waste laundry video that you can go and check out if you want to know more about cleaning and laundry specifically. Next item up is the spork. This is also a classic. I can't remember when I got this, but I think it's been like in 2015 or in 2016. And obviously it still works, but the mechanism is also, you know, fairly simple. I love just having some type of cutlery in my bag because I've so often been in situations where suddenly there was some food and plastic forks and knives are being passed around, and then you can sort of just pull this out of your bag and just go, ah, I'm good. This one. Another thing I've used more times than I can count, and also something I use on a weekly basis at home, is wax wraps. I have a couple of different options here. So what this basically is, if you haven't seen them before, is that these are alternatives to cling foil, aluminium foil, cling wrap, those types of disposables, plastic, metal disposables. This is a piece of fabric with a layer of wax on top. This is with soy wax. And then you simply just fold them up in the way that you want to. I wrap my sandwiches in these. I wrap like half an apple or something in this if I don't want it to go bad. And then you use the warmth from your hands to shape it when it's on top of the things that you want to conceal. Such a nice thing. Then you wash it and then you reuse it over and over again. Hey! Number 18. Has to be shampoo bars. I don't know if number 18 specifically has to be shampoo bars, but shampoo bars has to be on the list. You feel? So this is a shampoo bar from Lush. I've used a couple of different ones this year. I really like this one. I also like the ones from Solido. I've used those plenty as well. I think they're going to be on my beauty lists because they're really nice. This was just the one I'm using right now. Ta-da, here it is. This is a soap that functions as a shampoo. You can also get them for conditioners that sort of replace liquid shampoo that come in plastic bottles. There is basically no waste when it comes to these things. Then I store it on a lid and that's it. It's a really, really great option, and it was also one of my first like beauty swaps, I think, and I've been so happy with it ever since. Also, got to mention tooth taps. This has been my preferred form of dental hygiene product for a couple of years now. When I started sustainable living and zero waste, I made my own toothpaste, and boy was that a mistake. Nothing happened to my teeth, and I don't know if that sounds at all credible because I am missing one, but I've always had really bad teeth, and I just remember the homemade toothpaste with the coconut oil and the baking soda, and it tasted so awful. I hated it, and I went through a couple of different options before I found something that I liked. These I get in bulk as well, and they work so well. Also, they're really easy to travel with because you can just take out the ones that you need and bring those, and don't have to carry a tube or a big container. The last thing, which is a little bit unnecessary, or I don't think so, but some people would say so, but like, it's all up to you. I have the Mimi Kaki stick, and often I get comments on some of my videos like, what was that little weird ear stick you were using? So I'll try to say it slowly so you can hear what I'm saying. It's a Mimi Kaki stick, and it works like a cotton swab. So you put it in your ear and then you can sort of scoop out any wax that you have going on. Actually, it's not even meant to go inside the ear canal, but it's going to be used on the outside. That is what cotton swabs were meant to do as well. putting something in can be bad. I know Lamazuna, which is a German or French brand, they have an option like this as well. This specifically was bought when I was in China a couple of years ago, so I don't know where you would get this specific model, but I really like the Mimikake stick. And with that, that was my 2021 favorites. It was my 2021 20 favorites. That is needlessly confusing. I hope that you like this video. Let me know down below what type of favorites you have this year that are zero waste, sustainability, low impact related. I would love to hear. Let me know which one of my favorites you would prefer or like the most. Thank you so much for watching this video. It would make my day if you subscribe to my channel and liked up this video. Okay, you do you. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day, and I hope you get safely into the new year. Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you so much for watching this video, and also a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys help me create green zero waste content, and I love you guys. You can find the links to my social media accounts down below and the link to my Patreon on this screen. Bye!